again, going back to it. Every single conversation, interaction with a human is an opportunity to learn something, take something away from it. It doesn't have to be something they say to you. You can just look at them and hear what they're saying, and then learn from yourself, right? You're like, oh, this is, like, oh, when he talks like this, I don't like how someone does that. Maybe I should have my shoulders more pointed towards somebody. Whatever it is, just a bunch of different stuff. You can always learn something from every interaction with somebody. Yep. I truly believe that, and that's what I'm literally sitting here as I'm talking right now, and I'm missing it. That's what I miss about this podcast dialogue. It's just like I remember how juiced I was the 3 times that you came over to my podcast.
Yeah.
I always left learning so much more. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, just when I think I got it all figured out, he's a great guy too. So he'll come and say, hey, this is what I figured out. I go, oh, I haven't figured it out yet. Thank you for fucking teaching me, man. I always just felt so juiced, and I always felt so positive and optimistic about the rest of the journey,
yeah,
just keep it going.
Dude, as soon as you told me, I was like getting into podcasts. I knew a little bit about them, and then you're like, I saw you were starting on podcast. I'm like, God, that'd be cool to get on there, but I don't know what to talk about. And then we just kind of went from there. And yeah, I love podcasting. It's one of them things that's just fun. You just 2 people sit and talk, or even more people for that matter.
Yeah.
And if you listen, you can learn something. And it's like,
if I had more people that I would love to talk to, and the equipment's fucking spendy, I would love to have 3. I would love to have 3 or 4. Yeah. Just a full fucking table and guys just chatting up. The only problem is, and I've heard about people who do dialogues and then they started to step in doing more people. They're like, it's really, really hard to get your word in. You're doing a lot of sitting and listening, which is great when you're having just a natural conversation, but when you're podcasting, you're actually trying to say something, right? You're trying to get something recorded to
put on the table,
so somebody else hears it, or there's more conversation. So anyway, but it's always something to be fun to try. I would love to try 3 or 4 people. That'd be so fucking fun. As then I would never have any silence or nothing, anything to talk about. People always be
fun
shooting at it.
Yeah, speaking of people don't know like really how expensive it is, or it's expensive. Man, everyone is finally figuring out how expensive home gym equipment is.
Yep.
Dude, insane. Even the guys that work out at my gym, they're like looking for stuff during the quarantine or whatever, because I put like a ban on the gym for a couple of weeks, just kind of like to keep everyone away from it.
Yep.
And they were starting to look for themselves just for like a bar, some plates and everything, just to do something at home.
Like, God damn,
and they're
man.
like, I didn't realize how expensive it. Like, he's like, you have a lot. You got a lot invested into what you have, and I'm like, yeah, you have to.
You have to think about weights, right? The machines are a little bit differently, but weights themselves, plates themselves, unless they chip, which how are they going to chip unless you're treating them like shit? They will last 50, 100 years. They don't ever lose their weight, right? And a weight, it's about $1 per pound, and a little bit more actually.
Yeah,
so imagine
depends.
you want a 45 pound plate. Oh, you need 2 of them to make it work, right? That's $90. That's one.
And then if you get the bumper plates, which you can drop and
way
stuff,
more.
And then on top of that, just to put it in perspective, I bought a pair of 70-pound dumbbells, and that was like $200.
Boom.
Just
140 pounds, $200.
Yep.
Shipping, you think about all the different stuff, man. Dude, it's not cheap.
Bro.
It's not cheap. Hey, I like that, man. You know what? And like, that's a great example of you don't need to prove your point all the time, because you know why?
It'll come back and they'll figure it out.
Life has a funny way of always bringing forth all truths.
For real.
Life will bring forth all the truths. You don't need to make your point. That's what I'm trying to say. Like my buddy, I was working with him, whatever, and the foreman. I work with the foreman. The foreman, the boss, is his dad, right? Son and father.
Yeah.
And he will always be bickering with his dad. His dad he'll be doing something. The foreman will be doing something, and his dad doesn't like the way he's doing it, so he's like really controlling. Like, you should do it this way, you should do it that way. And even though the foreman knows it's a better way because he's just been doing it more, he's just like, no, this is the way, and this is why. I'm like, dude, why don't you just humble your dad and just do it the way he wants to do it? Yep. When he leaves, go back to your way, because who cares? There'll be one day where he's doing what you're exactly doing, and he'll figure out, oh my God, my son's way was better. It was better. It's more efficient. It's more quicker.
Yep.
That's great. I like that.
Just save your energy.
Save your energy.
That's what I've told some people. Just save your energy. Don't necessarily waste it on stupid stuff like that, because eventually they'll find out and they'll come back, and it's even more satisfying,
bro,
when they come back and they're like, hey, that was the shit. You were right. I was wrong. It makes sense now. Like, boom, right there. It's like a double whammy.
I was just talking about this on the last few podcasts, that energy is everything. Your thoughts, right? It's neurons connecting electricity to each other. It's energy. Our vibration in our words, it takes energy to produce them. Everything you say and think is energy. So say and think the right things and withhold the rest. Don't care about it. Stress, You know what? You know why people become more and more stressed because it just weighs on them, and they feel so tired all the time.
They're stressed about their stress.
They're stressed about their stress. Yes, man. And it's like, dude, that is all energy. You should save it and harness it and put it in the right direction.
Stay in that 15%.
Stay in that 15. If
chill.
So I'm gonna explain this as people. There are people listening. We're having a great conversation, as you and I. But there are people listening. What we're talking about is life is a bunch of ups and downs, right? Huge waves. But a lot of people live at the top of the trough and the bottom of the valley. Those super high highs and those super low lows. And the only reason they have those super low lows is because they always chase those super high highs, just like any drugs or food or anything. So think of the baseline. The middle is 0. We think the best way to live is to live at a solid 15, a solid 30. It's this positively content life. It's not chasing these high highs. Let's go to Cabo and just, drink and fuck women and party, right? That's a super high high. When you go back home, you will live in a super low low because prospectively, you're not having as much fun as you were.
Nope.
But if you just live positively content at a solid 15 or 30, saves a lot of energy.
Yep.
Saves a lot of energy.
People get bored and then they just look at the other side and like, God, that grass looks greener over there. It's like, not necessarily. Sometimes being content in where you're at and just being thankful for what you got and where you're at is the best thing to do.
I think we said the grass is greener on not the last podcast when you were here,
The one before.
but I think the one before when we were there. And that's the one thing that I've lost now. The grass is not greener. It really isn't. It looks greener. Dig down in those roots. Those roots are just the same. Just the same. Dude, you want to hear something
For real.
I made up? Oh, I wrote in my notes, this is my quote. I want to see if I have it still.
I just tell people I burned my grass. Boom. Just kidding.
You see what the magician wants you to see. Spoiler, everybody's a magician.
One more time.
You only see what the magician wants you to see. Spoiler alert, everybody is a magician.
Damn, you should post that.
I know. Oh yeah, I have it saved here. It's gonna be posted somewhere.
Put that shit on Reddit.
You know what's not good? You know what doesn't get enough love for me is my fucking Twitter, bro. Go on my Twitter, bro. It is a straight up quote in just a bunch of like, whoa. Just a bunch, not knowledge, but just a bunch of like quotes. It's like, damn, like that'll shock you, bro. Like every day can be better despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. That's a song, but anyway, I put it. That's a song, but I put it on there, man. It's good shit.
I had Twitter for like 3 days, and I just couldn't really figure it out.
Twitter is some of the best way. Because it's the smallest one. It's the smallest, most popular. It's the smallest one upon the popular ones. So it's the best way to get interaction with people that you care to, right? So if you're trying to get interaction with Bradley Martin or David Lade, you're probably not going to reach him on Facebook. Probably not going to reach him. Definitely not going to reach him on Instagram, TikTok. Probably not. But Twitter, you may be able to get to them. You may be able to connect them. So it's still a smaller one.
I had no idea.
But Twitter's great because you can just go on a rant, right? Just post one thing, and it's just good. It doesn't seem over. So you post 4 pictures in a row on Instagram, people are like, come on, dude, shut the fuck up. If you post 4 tweets in a row, no one's gonna care. It's like,
dude,
oh, cool.
I never looked at it like that. Damn.
Yeah, I really enjoy Twitter, and there's only a few people left. Like I only know like 5 people that I see in high school that continuously
Everyone's going to the gram, dude.
The gram, yeah.
And
now it's all TikTok. I was into TikTok a year ago before everyone's like, I was still getting hated on. You have a TikTok? No, everybody's got a motherfucking
Dude,
TikTok.
TikToks are fantastic.
I love it.
So much. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to get hate. I think TikTok's better than Vine to a certain point.
Boom! I have a TikTok about it. I was standing there like this and was like playing the music, but the end of it ended with "You're fucking delusional," and the quote above me said, "For those who think that Vine's better than TikToks," and I'm like, and then it ends with "You fucking delusional." TikTok's way better than Vine because like Jose, my friend that's talking about, he was a huge Viner, and so he's like, I don't actually care for TikTok. It just seems like a little bit longer to Vine because he was so rooted. He has a bias towards Vine, so he's like, fuck you. Even though he still sends me TikToks every day, so he's on it because he does like it a little bit.
Dude, it gets everybody.
It does. And it has a really good algorithm. So once you start liking the things that you like, that starts to become the only thing you see. It's really good. I like that.
Me too.
Because I don't like seeing 12-year-old girls shake their booty cheeks. What the fuck, dude? I'm 21 years old.
Jailbait.
I'm 21 years old. But it's a jailbait app is what it is, motherfucker.
There's some moms in there too, though.
Whoo, there is.
Huge mom guy.
There is. Thank you, man. All I watch is Stepmom and Son. All I watch is Stepmom and Son, man. Or Mature Woman. That's all I want. And Jose View, speaking of him too, man, that's all he is too, man. He's into that stuff too.
Jose, I gotta meet this guy again. I technically
you would like him.
Still know him from high school.
He's a very sarcastic dude, and he was really shy in high school. He is definitely came his own now. He's very confident now, but he's very funny. You guys would definitely laugh at each other. He's a good one. He's a good one.
Watch him roast you. I'll probably die.
Oh, he demolishes me. He's the one who actually made me. The last episode I had was on ego. It was called I Have a Big Ass Head, ego. And he was the one who really kind of opened me up, and he does not let me. Like, he was the other day on the podcast, he literally roasted me. I was like, because he was talking about his girlfriend, and I'm like, and he's like, yeah, she's a 9. I'm like, a 9, whatever. Like, yeah, you're 9 or whatever it was. And he's like, oh, I'm Marshall. I think girls are into me who are way out of my league and stuff like that. I'm like, you know, he's my best friend, so he just cuts it. He's just like, yo, dude, like, you are a solid 7. You cannot get 9s. I'm like, oh, you're right, fucker. You're right, man. It's like, damn, man.
Dude, everyone needs that friend.
Everyone needs that friend. Because he says it with love. He really does says it with love. He loves me. Dude, I love him. He's my man.
Your closest friends and your best friends are the ones that are going to call your ass out. Like, I'm good friends with, his name's Cole. Probably the most jacked 18-year-old I've ever seen in my life. I tell everyone that.
He's fucking yoked, dude.
He's crazy.
But he seems shy. He doesn't seem like he wants to post that shit.
Yep, he is.
He could be a sponsored athlete like that, bro. He's lean as fuck.
He could be stage ready if he did like a month water.
Yeah. Is he a nice guy?
Oh, super nice guy.
Seems nice.
It's hilarious. And that was one thing too. Like, when I first met him, that was at Anytime, and everyone was like, "This Cole guy, he's like Cole. You know, like he's got a like Greek god body and blah blah." And I was the only one that went after him and called him out and said, "Buddy, you got to start training legs."
Ooh.
I called him out on that, and now he does, and he's always sending me like quad pics.
I've seen him. Yeah,
quad pics, and he's just like,
thank you.
And he's always said that to me. He's like, you know, you always hold me accountable. You're the one that's like keeps my ass in check, and he does the same for me now. And it's like it's awesome when they do that. When they call you out and like, you got to start doing this, and it's like, you're right. I do have to start doing. I have to stop being a piece of shit and do that.
Do you remember the last episode we talked about? Actually, it was not the last one. It was the one back at the apartment too, where he talked about the difference between a real friend and a fake friend.
Yep.
Fake friends always like, oh yeah, you're good. You look great. You look great. Fuck legs. Fuck
legs,
man. But a real friend would be like, you look great, but your legs look like shit. So you look like shit. Pick it up, bud. You know, they will tell you the truth. They say it with love. Even if it sounds, their tone is really nasty, they mean it with love. That's a real friend. They come at you with hey man, this is the fucking truth. You don't see it. You have an ego. It's okay. I have an ego too. There's parts of my life that you need to come to me at that too as well. You know.
Yeah, and they do it in a way where it doesn't like slam you into the ground, but it brings you back level.
Yes.
And it humbles you.
And I'm the off-air guy. I will never roast somebody. So do not think that I have not roasted Jose, but have checked that motherfucker too. I'm like, dude, like, you want to be this an MLB baseball player, but you don't fucking work for it at all, man. I'm like, are you being realistic here? Looking right in the eye, I'm like, are you serious? You know what this fucking work takes? You know how long? You know how many days and hours of basketball that motherfucker played?
Yep.
So much basketball. It's all he did all day. He said 8 to 10, 12, 16 hours a day. He'll just go outside, and when he was younger, it was in between soccer and basketball. That's all he did was just play basketball and soccer. And then he got older. He's like, all right, I gotta do basketball. Just basketball. I'm like, you think you're gonna get by doing 30, 45 minutes a day? Are you fucking kidding me?
Every day, all day.
Every day, all day, man. Recover too. Be smart. Be recoverable. But there's things you can do that are lighter on your body that's still helping you with the sport, even if it's just laying down watching about how to get better at the sport, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be in the gym 3 hours a day, but those next hours that you're not in the gym, what can I want to learn, so the next time I go in the gym I can implement that and get better at it.
Speaking of that, dude, I've spent so many hours on YouTube looking up like how-to videos and how to do this, and it's crazy. Like, you can get so caught up in loss and like get all confused and frustrated too by so much.
Deep rabbit hole.
One person will be like, you know, you can't shoulder press like this, and one person will be like, you can shoulder press like this, but you gotta do this. One person, you can't do either of these, and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing too I learned, is you just have to like listen to your body, even outside the gym. Just listen to your body. It'll tell you what it needs.
Everything in life, honestly, is so subjective. It's so subjective. It's to you. You will become the smartest you can, not by learning from other people, but by learning from yourself, watching your own body. I like that you said that, because I don't watch any YouTube videos on lifting at all anymore. At all. And you know why? Because for 5 years, that's all I did. I got a shit ton of knowledge, and like you said, it's all over the fucking place. Oh, you can't do a pull down behind your back. Why the fuck not? This guy just said I can. This guy just said you can. Just make sure it's kind of like a third, or like a 3/4 or like half the weight, and you're really controlling it. He's like, this will actually, it's a whole different angle, so you actually tie in your lats a little bit more this way. I'm like, Thank you. I was out at football, shoulder pressing behind my back, and then somebody who has a shoulder issue comes over, hey Marsh, you can't be pushing behind your back like that. I'm like, you can't because motherfucker, your shoulder pops out all the time. But I have great shoulder mobility, and look how slow I'm going, dumbass.
Oh my god.
Oh, you can't cheat curl like that. Why not? Do you know why I'm cheating right now? It's because I'm overloading my muscle.
Dude.
Don't you know that?
Say louder for the people.
Say louder for the people in the back, baby.
That's so funny.
Yeah, right? It's like, dude, come on, man. It's subjective. Stay in your own lane, right? There's another example of just staying in your own fucking lane.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm trying to remember the whole story, but when I was at Anytime working out, one guy got out of his lane to show me something, and he did it in such a way that it's still stuck with me to this day. I was benching. And I was like, he came over and he's like, all right, let's go again. Go until you can. And I was like, all right. And I didn't. And I put the weight down on my chest and he just stepped back. And I was like, I think I'm going to die. And then he's like, try to tip the weight off. You can. He goes, because you put the clips on. And he didn't like leave it on my chest for that long. He just did a little bit. And he goes, you left the clips on. Do not bench with the clips on the end of the bar because if you ever need to spill the weight off, you won't be able to. It'll crush you.
Yep.
I mean, they have the spotter arms and at some of the benches, and you can be smart. But then, I mean, there's been times I've had to dump the weight because you want to push yourself, even though you're just by yourself.
Yep. And bench is the best example, but I don't even squat with clips on. I don't. Yeah. I don't squat with clips on. I know that's easier because you have the spotter bars, but whatever. I know bench you can too. You just set it here and kind of roll yourself up. Mm-hmm. But I read that too. I've never benched with it. I got talked to many times at Snap and stuff like that too. And I was like, okay, I put it on there when they're there, and then the moment they're gone, I take it off, and I never do it again. It's just like, dude, no, like it's pretty fucking dangerous.
Yeah, and it also shows you imbalances too, because I know like my right side a little weaker than my left, so
and you'll see the weight move,
and you can see how far the weight shifted.
Absolutely, dude, imbalances. That's a huge thing, man. I always talk about just not even the lifter, the normal person. I go, oh, you have a lower back problem. You know what that is probably from? Not your lower back. It's probably from neglecting your posterior chain.
Weak glutes.
Your butt.
Yep.
I was say your butt is probably weak,
dude,
and
real.
So your back compensates for everything that your butt cannot do. Dude. It's imbalances. If you fix your imbalances, you will fix the way your body feels. Trust me. Trust me.
That's one thing that I've tried to instill, and especially everyone that like with Brady, for example, and all them. Something like I wish someone had told me. Build your legs and your back first. Fuck the rest, because just by doing rows, you're gonna hit biceps a little bit.
The rest.
Squatting, deadlifting, all this stuff, you're gonna build so much more shit, and you're gonna be stronger with your foundation because that's most important. Because I neglected my legs, I neglected my back for a few years, and now I'm suffering a back injury. So I took a break from powerlifting, and now I'm transitioning back over to bodybuilding, lightweight. I had to drop the ego. I mean, which helps a lot, but it also sucks because it shouldn't be happening, because I should have took the time, learned form, learned how to brace, learned how to fucking actually do legs,
Been there, brother. Yeah. Been fucking there.
It's no fun.
Granted, I went in right away knowing those two were the most smarts, but I did not know about form. I just wanted more and more weight. I was always bodybuilding, but I was always fixated on the weight. Why? Because of ego. I wanted to have more and more weight. But it's not about weight, especially when it comes to bodybuilding. Powerlifting, sure. But bodybuilding, it's all about your muscle size, your fullness, your density. So if you're doing, if some guy's curling 30 and some guy's curling 20, that 30 guy does not necessarily have bigger arms. Colton Demant, do you remember Colton?
Yeah, yep. Dude, wasn't he in your grade?
Yeah, he was my grade, man. Everyone would say his arms are bigger than mine. My arms are bigger than his, but his looked so much bigger because they were so much fuller, because I was over there curling 30s cheating, and he was over there with 20s just watching it, and his biceps would just get shredded. It looked nice. It looked really good. Yeah, because he knew, he's like, you're trying to move the weight. I am trying to complete a task with weight in my hand. Yeah. Right? I can do this right now. This is all I'm trying to do, is trying to curl my bicep.
And you can get a pump.
Now just add weight with it. Just add weight enough that makes you not change the way you're doing it without any weight, right? Mm-hmm. Once you start changing your form which you would do with no weight, then that's too fucking heavy.
Absolutely.
Lower it down. Ego. Oh, ego's the one, man. That's the killer, bro.
Yeah, and ever since I've been actually like training my back a lot, training legs a lot, like I notice so much changes. I feel better. I'm starting to also like the way I look more, because you're more of a full package.
Yes.
Like I made that Instagram post trying to get the total package, because, I don't want this upside down pizza shape and then into just keep going.
Chicken Little motherfucker.
No legs.
Yeah, dude, nasty SpongeBob looking ass. Really, like Larry the Lobster looking ass. That's what these motherfuckers are, bro. That's crazy.
Unless you got small calves, then you're screwed. But
Small, dude. I literally just saw a post the other day too. That I was talking about. He's like, I keep getting everyone say that I have small legs, and people say the same thing to me. And he pulled up his shorts. He's like, look at my fucking legs, and they were jacked. I'm like, because to the non-lifter,
Calves.
legs are calves.
Yep,
but for us, I don't give a fuck about my calves.
You
Man,
want
they're
the
genetics.
drumsticks.
I want you. Look at my fucking quads, motherfucker. You think I have small calves? Oh, your legs are the size of your arms. Yes, actually, your calves should be decently the size of your arms. They actually should be relatable. Yeah. That's how anatomy works. But I'm like, if you want me to pull up my shorts here and look at these fucking massive quads, and people always tell me your glutes are huge, bro. I'm like, yes, they are. I'm like, they're fucking huge. My butt is big, boy. And I squat.
I got a wagon of an ass, and I'm proud of it, brother.
I squat in lunch. But going back to you saying that's what you've been doing now. That's what but you've been doing bodybuilding, dude. That's what, dude. My basic every single day. No structure really. It's basically, because I know what I'm doing now. It's basically kind of full body every single day, but every single time, if there's 6 exercises, 4 of them will have been dedicated to legs and back. Because like you said, if you're doing legs, right, let's say squatting, your whole entire body is under pressure. Whole entire body. You want to do rows? Your rows are working your rear delts, your entire back, your biceps. You know, it kind of ties in your medial delt sometimes, depending on what type of row you're doing. You know, etc. Your legs, obviously, if you're bent over with a row, your legs are getting worked.
Your hamstrings
like, it's working everything. That's what I do now. Is because now I'm getting into more of a business and real estate, right? And in business and real estate, it's all about ROI, return on investment. So when you're in the gym, your return on investment, your investment is your energy, right? You're going to put energy in. How can you get the best return? Compound lifts. That's how you get the best return. The lifts that hit the most amount of body. Same amount of time that you would have to do with curls, right? If you want to get big biceps, you do curls for 5 minutes, I row for 5 minutes. Who got more done? Who got bigger return on their effort and their time? I did, because I got my back hit, my rear delts, my traps, everything, my legs, my butt, everything got hit. All you did was just hit your biceps.
Yeah,
That's all you did.
And there for a while, I was getting like really heavy into powerlifting, and that's like all I did, and I hit arms maybe once a week, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose my arms now. That whole time I did not lose anything off my arms,
because you benched and rowed.
If anything, they began to look better, but they stayed the same size
because you benched and rowed.
Yep.
Because you benched and rowed. That's exactly what it is. Damn, I wish that.
There's so much now that I wish someone would have been there to teach me.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
But I like we were saying earlier, I get the satisfaction of knowing that I taught myself. Well, I had some, you ask questions when you're in the gym. Obviously, you have little details. You can watch YouTube, blah, blah, blah. But like solely with myself there, figuring out how to do it and everything. And now I'm able to show other people how to do it and know kind of what I've learned is from myself.
To a fault, this is my personality, and I've talked about it before. To a fault, because it has fucked me over many times. That's just the way I learn lessons. I want to be smacked in the face with a lesson. Hey, Marshall, don't touch that hot-ass oven. Well, why not? Fuck you, man. Holy shit. Don't touch the fucking oven. Don't touch the fucking oven. Hey, Marsh, don't do, these types of drugs. It's XYZ. You'll see the type of people you'll hang around. This and that. Why not? Do these types of drugs, start seeing the people I start hanging around with. Oh, my God. Get me out of here. I need shit to fucking smack me in the face.
Yeah, you got to step on your own dick to learn sometimes.
Step on your own dick. That's what I need, man. I step on my own dick. That's what I need. And sometimes it's the better way I learn. So I am, well, I never regret. I do not regret. So I don't regret having my 5-month back injury, and I don't regret having my major injury, my other major injury, my chest and my lower back, again, freshman year of college. Those are my 2 injuries, man.
I'm starting to get to that point now with my lower back, but it's a bummer because, right away it's a bummer, but then you kind of like are thankful, like especially me now, or getting there, I should say, because like I'm learning more form, learning about control, tempo, bracing, just overall everything, because you start learning that and you're like, damn, I can't believe I was lifting and not foot placement even comes out of foot placement. I can't believe I was like deadlifting, just driving with my heels, my toes are coming up. Like how was I doing that? How unbalanced as fuck is that? Like,
yeah, dude, I had my biggest problem when my freshman year of college was, besides my pec towards the end of the year, was my back. So imagine the main part of your lats, the meat of your back, it would start to seize up, literally seize up, where I couldn't even have enough strength to stretch my body out. I would have to hunch back because it would just seize up. And I go, how did you lift and live like that for so long? Like if I was going to do a bench squat deadlift, I couldn't get to the deadlift because after the squat and then benching, I would start with one lift, get to like 225, my back would seize. It would be completely taxed, completely seized. And I'm like, how did you live like that? How did you actually train like that for so long and think it's okay? And you can just go, hey man, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off the gym doing anything. My back needs to rest, man.
And you think about that 2 weeks, if you're lifting light and controlled, and you're gonna get more done doing that than taking that 2 weeks off to recover.
True.
to work out for a month again, to do it fucking again, and potentially even worse now.
Right? Think about, yeah, exactly. That's like making that aesthetic fix versus that quality fix. So right, I'm actually dealing with that right now. I've already wasted. It was 2 different times. I already wasted a whole entire thing of Drano on my drain in my shower. It's just not. It's just my sister had it before. She has a bunch of long hair, so she was there for 3 years. So I think her hair's still down the drain somewhere, and it got good. Right, I used a half. It did it well, but it came back a few months later. I did another half. It did well for a little bit, but it came back a few months later. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking done. So on my way home now today, I'm grabbing a whole thing of Drano, and I'm just like, I'm gonna dump that motherfucker down the drain.
Drink it.
Because you know why? Take the time, do it right, get it completely fixed so it doesn't keep coming back and resurfacing.
The first time.
Exactly. Go, quality over quantity. Make things last. We talked before we recorded. That's why I may be biased because I worked for it, but stucco will always win over vinyl because stucco has such a longer shelf life than vinyl does, and it takes so much less work and all these different things. All you gotta do is pressure wash it once a year. Stucco's gonna last you 50, 7,500 years. Do it right.
Shit does look good.
Do it right and last for a long time. My dad just built a dope ass fucking huge work table out in our garage there. You can put the chop saw on top, the router on the bottom. You can switch them whatever, and it looks really good. It's huge. Like, oh, that's kind of inconvenient, but nah, man. Truthfully, I believe that my son will use that table at one point in time. That table will last forever, right? Versus building a little cheap table like this is here. I mean, this was nice, as I'm not gonna be here for much longer anyway. So I just built this one cheap to last for a few months. But if I was gonna build one, I'm like, I want this one to last one. I would have some solid fucking wood on this table. You know what I'm saying? Some red oak, and last for a long time.
Some white
that
pine.
right here. Just like the ones we made in wood shop. Fucking solid
Damn,
work.
I wonder if I still have mine.
You still have yours? The other one, the wood shop one. I don't know where mine went for that fucker. I was thinking about the other day.
Holder?
The magazine one. I was like, where'd that one go? I don't know if my brother has it in his house.
I have that one. I also have the gumball machine. Remember that?
The gumball machine. I have that. No, I don't.
Cool.
I just took it down when I moved.
I almost had it burnt the other day. We ran out of fire for.
It was actually in my first table at the old studio of the apartment. It was actually right in the front. That's where it was.
I remember that.
And then I got rid of it.
I think I made a comment on that. Actually.
Now it's all gone. Fuck it. Now it's gone.
It's big gone.
Big gone. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say? Shit, man. What else has been happening?
Not a whole lot. Over quarantine, I bought an Xbox One.
Did you?
I'm a huge fucking gamer now.
Really? Were you ever one before?
I'm part of FaZe. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Dude, honestly, I've played Xbox over the years and stuff, so I understand the controls and shit, but I've never actually. It's been years since
I owned a Game Boy and a DS. Nothing past then. No PSPs, no Wiis, none of that shit. I've never owned anything. That video games is not mine.
So I got the new Call of Duty, the big, everyone's making a big scene over it, and it's a lot of fun. I'm always playing with the guys in there, and I noticed right off the bat, it's a good way to interact and connect with people because do you remember Kyle Schroeder in my grade?
Yep.
So
Karen's his sister here. She's in my grade.
Yep. I've known him pretty much my whole life, and in that whole family my whole life, and I just haven't talked to him since high school. And I threw it on my Snapchat story, which I didn't even know I had him on there. Happens all the time. And I threw it on there and I said, this is my gamer tag. Added me, and now we play and we talk all the time.
You talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is great.
I was just going to say, if there is a reason that I would ever get into it, and if there's ever is a reason that I get jealous that people are playing games, as I think most of the time it's wasting your life away. But if you do it controlled to a few hours at the end of the night, in the social aspect, that's the dope thing. Because then you're both occupied by doing something, so you don't have to think about conversation. But you can be someone you're not really good friends with, but because you're both focused on one task, then you can have a side conversation and become really, really good friends.
Dude,
that's what I like about having a drink or eating something while meeting somebody for the first time, because you're occupied by that drink or that meal.
It makes it less awkward.
Exactly, it makes it a lot less awkward, versus just sitting there like this. You know, because it gets awkward. Even this gets awkward sometimes, right? Because like,
True.
like we're only here to have conversation. But if we were able to be on our phones and then have a 3-minute blank, and also go, oh my god, if we were to have a better conversation, right? It would be easier.
You should do that with your buddy, where you just do one fucking video of you guys just sitting scrolling and watching TikToks, or just watch
just commenting.
Oh, look at this, look at this,
dude. And then just cut it into the video there, like show the video.
That'd be hilarious.
Cool.
Even if it was like 5 minutes, that'd be funny.
But no, I thought about that too. I'm like, just when Jose first started with me, cause he's a really good conversationalist, but the first 2 podcasts he sucked dick, and I told him like, dude, you were horrible. He even said in the 3rd podcast, he's like, you were really losing faith in me for a while, but now I really rebound. He's like, I'm like Michael Scott. When everyone thinks it's all out, Michael Scott for the win. I'm like, yeah. And because like, why are you so bad right now? I'm like, oh, because normally in our conversations we're distracted by things. We're smoking, we're drinking, we're chilling out. You know what I'm saying? We're doing other things, and it's not all about the conversation. So the conversation just seems so much more free flowing.
That's like me every time I come on here. I'm like, I don't necessarily mind this. This is like fun, but it's like the camera, dude. And that's the weird thing is like, I'm not fucking camera shy to a certain point, because I can sit there and talk to my phone all day and just be like natural about it. But if someone's watching me try to make a Snapchat, I can't do it.
Right.
And if someone else is recording me, I get fucking scared and weird, and I'm a whole different person. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I should look there more, but then I get blinded. But then like I should just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't look there now. Yeah, I'll get blinded as shit.
So
These lights are huge, and I got 3 floodlights now. I only had 1 or 2 before, but now I got them all, and they're all in. So yeah, you can't look over there.
Nope.
You can't look over there. Again, it's Fox 9 on there, man.
For real.
And you get here in the nighttime, you don't see shit behind there, man. It's just straight up here. Kind of nice though, 'cause it kind of makes you feel like, boom, this is the area.
That's sweet.
And it's not distracting, but yeah. Conversation.
So yeah, that's what's new.
That's what's new.
I work, then I work out, and then I play an hour or 2 on Xbox with the guys and talk about our day and just bullshit and have a good time and pick on each other, and then wake up and do it again.
And what do your weekends look like? I say you use that razor. You should get a new one?
No, I had the same one. It's actually torn apart right now. I'm doing a radiator relocation kit, so I'm taking the radiator out of the front of it, and I'm putting it on the hood of it, so it lifts it up a little bit out of the mud.
Because you get it.
Yeah, because I submerge it.
You submerge that
I
motherfucker.
full on hippo it.
Where do you guys go?
Spider Lake. It's up by Bacchus.
Up by Bacchus.
Brainerd,
I've heard
Bacchus
of Bacchus. Yep, Bacchus. Brainerd,
and
Bacchus.
Usually it's really, really wet and everything up there, but they did a lot of deforestation last time we were up there, and then they got rid of a lot of the mud holes, and
That's sad.
We're probably gonna try somewhere new this year.
Yeah, that looks fun though.
Yeah, no, it's a blast. I love doing stuff like that. Otherwise, a lot of lake days too, going up to the cabin. And
I have to remember that. That's the one thing I've been talking about a lot too. And my mom, you know, gets me on it, is that, and that's why I really enjoyed having people come on here and doing the dialogues, because I'm not really good with being social. I'm a really good, right? People have fun with me. I have a good time with it, but I'm not really good at making plans for it. Like, hey man, let's make a plan to hang out. I can text you and be like, hey man, you want to do a podcast on Friday? Let's do it. All right, let's plan it. Boom, boom, boom. You know, oh, you want to work out? Boom, boom. Let's plan that. I can do all that. But when it comes to actually being social, I can't just be like, hey man, do you want to hang out Friday night? Hey man, do you want to hang out Saturday? Hey man, do you want to hang out? I don't do that. And I get really lonely, and I get sad, and then it spirals into depression and drinking and smoking, and it's just everything just becomes, all my problems in my life has came back to ego and not being social. That's what it is. And we need to be social. We need to have weekends to go and recharge with loved ones and friends and shit. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice thing too in the summertime.
We're social creatures.
I really enjoy the summertime. There's always something to do.
Always.
Someone's always like, hey, we should do this, and we should do it. And most of the time it's like, you know, turning down plans and you feel bad. But
I literally was just talking to a girl that I met freshman year at San Diego, and I haven't talked to her in 2 years, and we literally just started talking again like a few days ago, and she was saying that too. I'm like, hey, I heard SD is pretty hot now, and I'm like, been pretty hot these last week. She's like, oh, it's been extremely hot. She's like, I kind of like it though. The hotter it is, the more activities there is. If people want to be outside and do something, you know, go to the ocean or whatever, you know, it's just going on, go to the beach. And I'm like, hey, fuck yeah.
Exactly.
And I've been realizing that too, man. I love it. Now get that, you know, fucking quarter of America doesn't even have jobs. Like, people are around my neighborhood, man. People are walking all the time. Kids are always outside. I love it, man. I don't know about you, but I love seeing kids do their thing, man. And I don't know if it just reminds me of mine all the time, but I love seeing kids bike around, not causing trouble, but just mischief and, you know, just messing
riding around their scooters. I see it all the time with jobs
man.
And stuff. They're ripping around, and their parents are like, wait, we're the road, and they're yelling at them because they're crossing the road too fast. And
I love it.
It's like a little,
such innocence.
Little nostalgia.
It's innocence, but going back to the imagination thing, there's just so much wonder and mystery in their eyes. You can just see it.
There's just not a
curiosity.
Little kids just don't give a fuck, and it's just beautiful because they just do their own thing. They're in their lane, literally hard as hell, and they're just like,
They will.
I'm just having fun. I'm just doing stuff that I want to do. They don't care about opinions. They don't care about what's around them. They don't care about nothing. They're just doing themselves.
Just like dogs, dude. They will walk up. You know what I think about too? Is like they will just walk up to anybody. I used to be the guy who could make friends with anybody. Because why? Because they approach me? No. Because I would just talk to them. My best friend, well, my second best friend from San Diego, or one of my best friends from San Diego, my lifting buddy. I met him because I walked up to him. He had the slingshot knee sleeves, and I'm like, hey. You know Mark Bell? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm into powerlifting too. And he had an old bag of shit, full. I'm like, oh my god. Next thing you know, we started a barbell club together. We started a powerlifting club that now has 50 members. Like, phenomenal. It's a great fucking thing.
That's
and
sweet.
we just had a phone call. We had an hour-long phone call just 2 days ago. Catching up together. It's because I approached him. And all of a sudden, ever since then, I kind of he was the anomaly though, because around junior year, I just lost it. Maybe because I think it was I cared so much about what people thought of me and so much about popularity that I just I can't just go approach people. Now I go to the bar sometimes like that. I'm like, why can't I just go walk up? Not just the girls. Why can't I just walk up to that dude? I'm like, dude, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Want to have a conversation? Meet somebody. Make friends.
Isn't that weird though? I feel like I'm kind of like the same way in that sense. Like, I have my times where I can be so social, but then there's times where I don't want to talk to anyone or have anyone talk to me, and I'm just like, I'm the type of person I should be able to go make friends with that guy, but you're like, should I or shouldn't I? What if he's a dick? What if he, this, and you sit there and overthink it. Next thing you know, it's too late.
Yep.
You missed your opportunity.
Yep. I agree with that. And I'm working on that right now because I'm going back to the gym. And there's this guy that I saw at the gym before. And I know he's a year younger than me because he graduated from my sister's high school. And I see him because he's a student athlete now. And he's, buffer looking dude, and I can see him. He knows what he's doing because he lifts hard too. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna go talk to him, and I'm gonna have another lifting buddy. You haven't had a lifting buddy in 2.5 years. You're gonna go talk to him, like, hey, what's up, man? Meet him, like, what's up, brother? And then we're gonna start being lifting buddies. Next thing you know, I don't like making expectations. Next thing you know, you guys build a friendship outside the gym. He introduced you to more friends, more girls, stuff like that, and your social circle grows and grows and grows. I'm making that one thing, but because you're afraid, you looked at him fucking 12 times, like I should go talk to him, but then you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You sit there and overthink it, and you miss your opportunity. As soon as you're thinking, should I or shouldn't I? That's when you have to make that decision.
Just do a lot. Just do. The moment you start to contemplate, think about something that you want to do, and then go, should I do this? And go, yes. And the moment you go, that little part in your brain goes, say fuck you, and just strive forward and just do it, dude. Just fucking do it. You want to go talk to that girl? Go talk to that girl. You want to talk to that guy? Go talk to that guy. Just do it, man.
For real. That was like what you're saying with meeting other people through people. Now Cole's met some of my previous friends before him, and they love him, he loves them, and everyone gets along, and now I've had that happen a couple times, and it's such a good feeling because you low-key let that person meet not let them, but help lead that person to meet so many people, and vice versa within your other friends, and it's great. It all works out.
Jose's been recently doing that to me. He has introduced me to 6 people in the last 2 weeks because we go to St. Cloud and hang out with some people. I'm like, this is fun. This is good. And I know it makes him feel good. It's like, oh, Marshall likes my friends. My friends like Marshall. This is good. My friends like each other. That's awesome.
Right.
Then we all become a bigger group, and it's just a bigger family now, and it's a bigger social circle. It's good stuff. It is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well,
it's 10 minutes till my favorite time of the day. It's 4:10 right now.
Oh.
yeah.
It's about that time.
I did start smoking again. I don't know if I told you
really?
that. I did, yeah. Just a little bit.
Nice.
There,
hey.
I was drinking a little bit too much, and I'm like, dude, I'm still young, and I want to have fun, but we're bodybuilding guys. We want to be healthy. I'm like, dude, in order to get that high, whether it's booze or marijuana is 0 calories. Booze is gonna have to be calories. I don't want the calories. That's literally how it comes down. Because I actually personally enjoy being drunk more than I do being high. I do. But it just comes down to what my goals are, and I do want to have a little fun and lose my consciousness and just be like, I do want to be a little kid. I want to be a kid. I want to laugh a little bit. I want to have a little imagination. So I would rather get high than drink. That's what it is. Sorry, 21 years old. I can do what I want to do, man.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong at all.
And I mean the benefits of it too. There's a lot of benefits within it. So Brady's always trying to get me on. He's like, you need to learn how to recover proper, brother.
Yeah,
and I'm
brother.
like, stop. He goes, you want to know what's holding you back? It's because you're not recovering properly. I'm like, shut up. And I'm just always picking. I'm like, stop.
Jose too. He's been doing that. He's like, my back's been hurt, man. My back's been hurt. He's like, it just helps me because it keeps me on the couch too, and it's like, and it makes me feel better. And he's like, I was popping so much ibuprofen. He's like, then I just started smoking, and I haven't popped one since. And he's like, and then it just allows me because I'm a go person. So is his. Let's go do. He has ADHD, so he wants to go do. So when he's smoking, he's high. It's like, nah, let's just sit and chill.
Yeah, and it's not hard on your kidneys or liver when it tries to process
Exactly.
it.
And dude, literally, I was cleaning out my piece with alcohol, right? With hyperpropyl alcohol. That's how you cut the weed out, and you can shake it up and whatever. That's how you clean your pieces. And I'm like, look at what it does to this thing. This is literally poison. And we put this in our body to a different extent. We don't, hydrochloric acid, but that's literally what alcohol is. It's a poison. Yeah. So putting it in your body, yeah, small amounts every now and again, totally okay. But remember what you're doing every single time, even with the smallest amounts, it's still a toxin.
And it's really
a toxin.
It's really cool to sit back and watch how everyone is figuring out CBD and the benefits and everything like that. And I'm like, and now they're doing CBD full spectrum, which is basically like a 19-to-1. So they're putting just a little bit like traces of THC in there because the THC actually helps the CBD become better and it works better for you. And so it's just like because people are finally figuring it out.
The more this is bro science, but the more THC you have, the more cannabinoids you enter to your body, the more cannabinoid receptors that your body develops. The more cannabinoid receptors you have, the more cannabinoids can be absorbed into your body. CBD is still a type of cannabinoid, so is CBD, THC, and CBN. There's another type
what?
of there's 4 different types of cannabinoids, I believe. Again, bro science, I do believe. I literally just watching that Explained series on Instagram, dude, or Netflix. I love it, dude. I love it. Explained. It's just it's a white. It'll have a white bar and then have black letters called Explained, and it's 2 seasons. 18 episodes apiece, I think, and it's just a different topic each time. Like number one was like the space race. Number 2 is like fast food industry. It's totally different. It's just totally different documentaries. It's really, really good.
I watched a documentary on the vegan diet.
Which was it called? Not What the Health, was it?
It might have been. Apparently everyone was like on medication and stuff, and they started becoming a vegetarian and all this stuff, and their body got like magically fixed.
Was it What the Health?
Probably.
Was it?
I don't really remember. It was
the only thing I don't like about those is I watched What the Health and it changed my entire perspective, and I was like so like, oh my god, plant rich for a long time. And then someone came to me who was a vegan and said, they have an agenda, right? And I'm like, you're fucking right. I'm like, they have an agenda. And he's a vegan. He's like, yeah. He's like, that's not why you should be vegan. He's like, here's like the reasons I found personally why I became vegan. He's been vegan for 2 years. Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, yeah, I have to remember that these things have agendas, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Fuck. But they did spoil a lot of things. I didn't know, Tyson chicken's healthy for your heart. Why? Because why does the American Association say Tyson chicken's the healthiest for you? Because Tyson's paying them to say that. I didn't know that.
And then they showed what they're doing to the chickens. They're pumping them full like pretty much salt water, like a solution, just to make them fuller. And
did you go that way home right when you get to
yeah, there's the big chicken farm.
That's my family.
Really?
That's my family, and that's my snowmobile's in there right now because the chickens are out of there now. So now he stores it. Yeah, that's
nice.
His name's Felix. That's my dad's uncle. We've been there for family gatherings and whatnot. So and then he'll park his Corvette there. That's where I used to park my Mustang, whatever. Yeah, that's my family. So I know that. And then down out in western Minnesota, damn near where I grew up, basically, on the farm every weekend was the farm, and so I knew that. I would see. I was like, why are you shooting? Why do you have this big ass needle for this cows? Oh, because the food we feed them, they can't digest it that well, so we have to stick them with needles so they can actually start to digest that. Back when I was younger, like, oh, okay, makes sense. Now I'm almost like, oh, it's because the food is so fucked up that they can't digest it because you feed them the wrong food that you have to stick them full of antibiotics or whatever to make them digest it. That sounds fucked.
Even when you think it's grass-fed, super good beef, it's not. And then my old boss, he actually grows cows. Yeah, grows them out of the ground, bro. He raises them.
He raises cows.
He raises them.
Raises cattle.
And butchers them and all that. So, and I bought some from him, and I've never had beef taste that good in my entire life. Mm-hmm. Never.
I just talked about it today on how, because I'm gardening now. That's my new hobby. I started a garden out in St. Michael. We have a bunch of peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, carrots, spinach, lettuce. Crazy stuff. Awesome. Really, really cool. And I'm like, I have a different appreciation for that food. I'm like, whoa, this food took a lot to get to my table. I'm not even halfway through my season yet, and I put well in 75, 80 hours into that garden between, growing it and picking weeds and whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work. And I'm thinking about, oh my God, you know what? That makes so much more sense to why my brother loves his elk and loves his venison, because he went out and killed it. He's like, I know this animal has been eating nothing but plants and forestry and sticks, you know,
Venison's
whatever.
so good.
You know, he's like, and you have a whole different relation for it because he went out there, sat there 4 or 5 days in a row, got nothing. Went out there the 6th day, finally got something. Like he put a lot of time into it versus just going down to Walmart, buying it that was wrapped in plastic. It doesn't mean anything to you.
Yep.
When it's a different way, that'll taste different as itself. But then again, wild animals taste. You know when it's wild. I'm telling you. You know. First of all, you can just look at the beef. You can look at the beef and see how dark it is versus how pink it is.
When I was like when I was cooking it, there was like no grease. It was so lean, but it was so tender still. I was like, God, this is insane.
Yeah, there's a few people down in 11 that raise bison. I don't know if you ever drive by and seen them. Right off.
I love bison.
Is it 11? No, it's 4. Off of 4, they have bison. I'm like, dude, I should just drive down there one day. But hey, you guys ever sell the bison?
Have you ever tried some?
Yeah. Yeah, you know when I first
bison.
started was the Friendly Buffalo in Big Lake, the bar.
Yep.
The Friendly Buffalo, they actually had a buffalo burger, and then they had the bison bites for appetizers. I'm like, let me try them. Like, this tastes like steak. And then all of a sudden, I just became a huge fan of it. Now, and here's mine. This is my burger actually. I literally would go turkey burger, bison burger, real burger. No lie. I love turkey burgers, bro.
Dude, they're slept on. I've had some pretty good ones with it's all about the seasoning.
Seasoning, dude. It's the seasoning and it's the rest you do. I likes the fixins. I like onions, tomatoes, lettuce. So when you just have a plain old burger or you don't even have a bun or anything, yeah, not that exciting. No shit. But you put a little bit of that good old seasoning on there. You put the fixings in, put a little bit of mayo or whatever your sauce is. Whoo, lights out. Lights out. A little bit of mustard. I like hot mustard.
Dude, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Well, we're about to
it.
wrap this up anyway. It's 2 minutes till my favorite time of the day now.
Dude, how long have we been going? Time flies by. In
we
here,
have
bro.
done. I'm guessing this is close to an hour and a half. But
This is a time capsule.
it was
in
a
here.
time capsule.
It's a time warp.
There's a lot of good information in this one.
Dude,
Not good information, just good learnings. Just
Every time
good
I'm here,
conversation.
every time I'm here, it just gets better and better and more relaxed, and I like it.
It does good. I could tell you were really relaxed at the time. You didn't
Yeah.
stutter.
I fidget a lot when I sit, just because I have to always move. You're probably the same way, with your hands.
Yeah,
and stuff.
you see me. I'm always moving.
Yeah, so I'm always moving my feet, or I'm just fidgeting because it's you can't sit still.
And one thing you have to remember is anyone who is actually watching this, their screen they can't see it on the screen because the YouTube will be playing in the background. Nobody actually sits there and watches a podcast. Podcasts are meant to be passively absorbed, not actively absorbed. That's a movie or TV show.
While you're doing something, driving
While
to
you're
work
doing
and shit.
something else,
Yep.
driving to work, lifting, walking, doing homework, whatever it is, something that doesn't need a bunch of concentration, that's when you play a podcast. That's what I was trying to say to my friends. They're like, oh man, your podcast is just so long, this or that. I'm like, dude, break it apart.
Joe Rogan's is
It's that's what I said. I'm like, Joe Rogan's are 3.5 hours, man, and it's the most successful podcast of all time, and probably will always be. Huge podcast. And I'm like, you just don't like it, or maybe you just don't like podcasts.
Did you hear he signed the deal with Spotify?
Spotify, 100 million multi-year deal.
Jesus.
Yeah. The ones I use, this is Spotify. This is on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
My podcast is not owned. It's sponsored by Spotify. Anchor, the podcasting platform I use, is owned by Spotify. That's pretty cool. Pretty tight in. Now Kim Kardashian's
awesome.
about to get one too, I guess.
Oofta.
So, and I know they're working with other people too. They're trying to find. I'm gonna try to contact the customer service, whoever I need to do to get myself out there, because they're trying to find people who use their platform already exclusively, and they want to bring them up. Now, hey man, how about you use Anchor? You use Anchor? Hey, why don't we connect you two? You two can do a podcast together.
That'd
and then
be
we'll
so
sponsor
cool.
it, So they're trying to do that. So they're gonna win the game. They're gonna win. iHeartRadio is actually the biggest podcasting platform right now. It's iHeart, but Spotify's
next.
coming for them.
Yeah.
I know they're fucking coming for them.
Dude, Spotify has been slept on, and now people are starting to realize it's better than Apple Music. And
What do you have? Apple Music or Spotify?
Spotify.
I had Spotify forever, but then I became really, really cheap. And now we have the family plan for Apple Music, and I've been using Apple Music. I'm used to it now, and I've been using it for like a year and a half. Still to this day, I go, Spotify was better.
Yeah, because at the end of
But
the
it's
year,
free for me, so I'll do it.
At the end of the year, they put all of your most listened to in a playlist.
That's
They
so
make
cool.
They make you a summer playlist. They make you daily playlists.
Yes. You scroll down the bottom, it'll say here's your jam, and it'll be really tight. It'll be okay, here's your oldies, here's your rap, here's your country. These are the country ones you like. Yes,
and
it's
then
so
at the end
personalized.
Of the year, it wraps up in who's your most listened to artist and everything. I'm just like.
And why do they do that and Apple
Fucking
doesn't?
genius.
Because Apple doesn't have to. Music is a very little part of their revenue. It's what's their biggest part is those motherfucking iPhones. That's all they care about, really.
Yep.
Those motherfucking iPhones. That's 55% of their revenue, I believe, something like that.
Yep.
And computers only make up another 15. iPads and watches only make another 8, something like that. It's their iPhones. So they don't care about the fucking music.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to get into banking and stuff, Apple Pay and whatnot.
Yep,
They're trying
I
to have
saw
their own
that.
cards and shit. They don't care. They don't care.
They're in their own little world over there.
They're the biggest business in the world. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. Well, now it's 1 minute past. My favorite time of the day.
Let's go.
Let's go. I don't smoke at that time anyway. I don't even have anything right now. God damn it. Everybody's dry. Everybody's dry. All right, man. That was good. Did you have fun?
Dude, I had a fucking blast. I like how we just came in, sat down, and we just bullshitted, man.
I'm glad you said that right away about what your mom said. I like when people tell me what other people think.
Yeah,
man.
it's just like,
You know?
it's just the marsh, you know?
Yep.
The marsh,
Be
man.
marsh.
Just be
Yeah,
yourself.
Be yourself, bro.
Just chill and talk, you know?
I can tell. I've seen a lot of, a lot less interaction upon my Instagram and my stories and stuff too, my Snapchats. Because you know what? No, not my Snapchats. My Snapchats is where I get the most because that's where my Snapchats is behind the scenes. The Snapchats and TikToks are where I get the most interaction. Why? Because I consider them the most behind the scenes. That's where you find the realest me. I've said for a while, when you want to find the realest me, just listen to my podcast. It's not true. I thought it was true. I really, really did.
Right.
When I reflect on it and people tell me about it, I'm like, you're right. You're right. I'm a poser. I've been posing on there trying to be a big old podcaster, dude. But really, I should just be recording Marsh. That's all you have to do. Just record Marsh. Don't go there to be something. Just be you and record that. Right? We're all storytellers.
It's true.
Just tell it in your own way. Tell your own story in your own way.
Make
It's
it
true.
interesting.
Well, man, thanks you for driving over here and fucking sitting down for 2 hours or whatever it was. It was
Dude,
fun.
It was
good.
awesome. It was totally worth it.
You know, it will happen again. It will happen again. And now
Hopefully
we don't need to be fucking. Who knows? Who knows what happens if we shut down again? Hopefully we don't, because
Dude,
I like having people here.
can't stand when it shuts down.
It's different. It's boring. But
Traffic, it's nice for traffic, but that's about
driving to
it.
the cities is nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I could get from damn near Minnetonka to Woodbury in 20 minutes when usually it's 45.
Yeah, it was
Easy money.
beautiful.
Boom, boom. Yeah. Well,
All
thank
right,
you,
man.
Dawson, for coming and sitting down with me.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
And then thank you for tuning in and listening to us today. We really appreciate it. And like always, until next time, take care, my friends.
Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to today's show. It means a lot to me. I hope you have found something to take away from the show today. Remember, AudioSmilez, smiles with a Z on social media. Marshal Kramer for all my personals. Thanks again for listening, guys. Talk to y'all next time.